Welcome everybody to the Brother Speak podcast. This is Brother Speak. If you're new to the channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. Now I haven't been on here for a minute. There's a lot of stuff been going on. Of course, we had my ex funeral happen last Saturday. Had to show up, give my condolences to her family, and you know, it was a good funeral. People showed up. People that I thought wouldn't show up did, and the people I kind of expected to show up didn't. And partially that's because other things they had going on. So you know, it was a good. It was good. It just showed that everybody that went up there and spoke for her said the same things that I've said. That my ex had a big heart. She wanted to help people, and you know, it it was very touching. And I went to speak in front of people, and I don't usually speak in front of people like that. And but everybody gave me big up for speaking, and her brother came, talked to me. Her oldest brother spoke to me, and he said, "Thank you for being there when I couldn't, because we had a terrible relationship." And I appreciated that. So it's it was a good thing because I was expecting. I don't know. I guess I was expecting some drama, but it wasn't any. So that was a good thing, and you know, so it was good. I took my brother with me because my brother. I mean, he knew my ex, and she was kind to him. So you know, it was a good thing. So, but with all that, I had a terrible Thanksgiving weekend. Terrible. I had the worst luck with cars. Now, Thanksgiving Day, I decided to drive around, because, wanted to get out of town, you know, just get away. So, and when I have some troubling thoughts in my head, I go driving. That's what I do. So I went driving, drove all the way to Waco, stayed there for a few minutes, and came right back. As I was coming back, engine lights start flashing. I can't accelerate, so I end up having to pull over and call the tow truck. I explained the situation with my insurance. Now I'm thinking that the tow is going to be covered. They're like, or get partially covered, considering. They're like, no, well, it's over 15 miles. No, we can't cover it. So you got to pay the whole thing. $500 to get towed from Brookshire to Roshan, where I am. That was fun to pay. So that was fun to deal with. 3 hours on the road on the well, I was at a gas station, but still, just terrible. But that's not even the worst part. Now I go rent a car because the funeral was going on. I promised I'd bring my brother, so I went to rent a car, get the car, went to the funeral, everything good. So I like, okay, there's a club that I usually go to in Austin. Let me go over there. So I drive out there, go to Austin, have fun at the club. I'm coming back, the tire blew out. Left tire blown out. So I call Enterprise. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna send somebody to fix the tire." Okay, cool, no problem. I fix. I was trying to fix it myself, but this goddamn jack they got ain't worth shit. So it was, it was good luck trying to do that. Plus, I'm on the side of the road, which is like the one of the busiest roads, busiest highways. Especially now, we got people coming back home to go to work on Monday. So they call back. Where are you? I'm like, I'm on Highway 71. We can't get your actual location. What do you mean? I gave you the location. I don't know exactly where I am. I know where I'm around. So they having trouble trying to find me. The uh the tow truck that they call, well, the person coming to fix the tire, like, well, we can't come out until somebody let us know where you are. So that was a dud. And then the rental place is like, well, it's gonna be a couple of hours before we send somebody to you. I'm like, is that okay? I'm like, dude, do you understand? I'm on the side of the road on one of the busiest highways, and people are trying to come home. I don't want to be here because you got some goofy drivers. I've seen too many videos where people on the side of the road fixing a car and then they get in an accident or get killed because some goofy driver, either drunk or he ain't paying attention, hits the car. Yeah, no, get me the hell F out of here. So they're like, well, we could do a tow. I'm like, couldn't you just come fix the tire? We could do a tow. I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. Get me the fuck off this road. So that took about a couple of hours until they get a tow truck lady. It was a white lady. And she's like, why didn't you just send somebody to fix the tire? And I'm like, yeah, that's what I wanted. But they want to do a tow. So fuck it. I'm trying to get the fuck up out of here. I'm trying to go back home. So they're like, well, we'll give you a ride. We have the tow truck drive you to a place, and then we'll send an Uber, but they only go 15 miles. I said, well, how am I supposed to get home? Well, we will do an Uber. I like, okay, great. So you telling me only 15 miles? Well, that's all far we can go. Dude, I live in Rosharon. I'm where I was in near Columbus, Texas. That's over 70 something miles. I have no way to get home. How am I going to get home? So they worked it out. They finally, okay, we'll replace the car. Okay, good, fine, whatever. Just get me the fuck up out of here. So, like I said, the tow truck came. They take me back to Austin. They took me to the Austin airport. At first, they were like, well, we're going to take an Uber and take you to College Station. And I'm like, man, College Station is like 60, 70 miles from Austin. Why would you take me over there where Austin has an enterprise right there? It's open till 11:30. Why would you take me over uh to College Station? Let me check again. Oh, okay, we got it. So we got it set up. All right, great. So the tow truck lady gets there. She's like, why didn't you just fix the tire? I said, that's a good question. I have no idea. I don't know why they didn't just come send somebody to fix the tire, but that's what they didn't want to do. I don't give a shit. So she sent me over to the rental place. I mean, to drop off the car and gave me a ride to the rental place. And the lady manager, she's like, why didn't they just fix the tire? I said, I have no idea, lady. They were supposed to be sending one, but then they the place didn't know where I was, so they couldn't send them. So they didn't send nobody else. So they just say get a tow. She's like, that's weird. I was like, yeah, I know it is weird, but I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. So she gets. So she gave me the call after talking to them and figured out what the fuck going on because I didn't know what the fuck going on. So they give me the call. I come back and everything's good. So I'm back. So I've had the worst luck with cars this Thanksgiving weekend, and I may be emotionally scarred from traveling. Not really, but just like Jesus. Which is funny because I'm supposed to be going to Las Vegas next month, so that should be interesting. I elected to drive instead of fly, so that should be fun. Anyway, so so that was going on. That's my Thanksgiving weekend. So the best part that happened was ironically the funeral. I had no problems. The things around it was where the problems came in. So yeah, but I do have to give a little shout out to Enterprise. They did take care of me, so I'm not too bitter. But boy, I was going on little sleep, and I still had to go to work. And my supervisor, he's like, "You good?" I'm like, "You good?" So they kept asking me, "Are you good?" I'm like, "No, I have only 1 hour sleep." So wherever I could get a private spot at work, I went to sleep. Still did my job. Don't get me wrong. I was doing my job, but I wasn't around no people. I went to sleep. Any private spot I could get to, I went to sleep. So, uh, so it's just been an interesting week. And then still had to deal with the insurance because my ex-wife had life insurance in my name. So I'm dealing with them, but this is with the state. So it's a lot of red tape that you got to deal with, and we're waiting on the death certificate, which finally came on Monday. So now we're getting that rolling. So I get help with the funeral costs if people had to get loans to cover. So it was, you know, so stuff I had to deal with. But anyway, so that was Thanksgiving weekend and stuff that happened. But I wanted to talk about something that we talk about this gender banging, and there's a lot of gender banging on here on YouTube Street, but we don't really get into the whole internal gender banging. And I'm talking about between the men and the men and the women and the women. And I think that's not discussed enough. And the reason why some of this stuff keeps going on is because there is a intergender banging that going on. That men are against the men, the women against the women, and they take sides with people that probably shouldn't, but they're gonna take sides with them anyway because they hate men and they hate women, and so it's just so crazy. So I was looking at DJ Torch's little thing. I still get like notifications. And he was talking about on the title that the black manosphere enabled destruction of the black community. And I'm looking at him like, what type of power does the black manosphere have? They can't even run their own selves right. How the fuck are they gonna run a community? What and I'm like, I'm looking at this and I'm like, one, what kind of political power does the black manosphere have? What kind of social power they have? What kind of economical power do they have? Because if you don't have those three components, you ain't running shit. So you talking about a bunch of goofballs who have no power whatsoever. outside of YouTube, they have no power. So how the fuck are they gonna do anything in the community, good or bad? Now you'll say, well, they feel the fumes of these dudes. I'm like, dude, that's already been there. These are trauma bonding fools. So whatever thing that they had in mind, they been had that in mind. The Black Manosphere don't enable shit. They it does, they have a group of people coming together. They don't enable stuff. They can't control nothing. They couldn't stop it even if they wanted to. They have no power. And I talked about this. You have no power, you don't have nothing. So you have a group of goofballs who have no power to influence anything. They can't influence themselves. So what the fuck you think the Black Manosphere is gonna do? You hear the horror stories. Well, they got the one dude one kid who was listening to it since they were 12. And the first thing I gotta ask, where the fuck was that 12-year-old's parents at? What were they? Just not there? None existed? I could believe it because there's a lot of things that these parents don't talk about. Oh, these kids just turn evil. They turn against their. And then I gotta ask the parent, okay, so where the fuck were you at? The whole thing with the abort black male babies because the black males will turn on the mothers. I said, well, where the fuck were you were? Because I work in a prison. If you do something to these dudes, the first thing they gonna say, I'm gonna write my mama. Hey, can I call my mama? My mama coming up. You know how many phone calls I've gotten late at night? I work the night shift. Do you know what? I'm working the control picker, answering the phones. Do you know how many late night calls I got from someone's mama? Oh, where's my baby at? Where my baby at? My baby sick. Is he over here? Yes, I get those phone calls. Yeah. And I usually will try to help them out, but the prison, my warden was like, listen, um, do not transfer it to the lieutenant. Tell them at 8 o'clock they can call. 8 o'clock in the morning. So I have to do that. And I tell them, I like, ma'am, you have to call back at 8 in the morning on either the next day or it's the weekend. Call back at 8 in the morning in the week on Monday. They will do the wellness check. Okay. Now, unless it's like someone passed away or something, then we can go tell them then. But usually we let the chaplain handle that if it's a daytime. Because again, you know, plus it's like 1,100 inmates. Not gonna be able to find them all, and it could get a headache trying to talk to this lady. I remember we had one lady. This one his mom, his wife. Um, yeah, my husband called me on the phone. Well, they got tablets so they can make phone calls. They said the lights were out. So, can you fix that? So I had to go down there and well, I didn't go down there. I had to tell somebody to fix the light. So she kept calling and finally we were like, yes, ma'am, the lights are back on. Everything's good. Thank you. You're welcome. You have mothers like, well, he said he couldn't get no phone call. What are we gonna? I said, ma'am, you'll have to call back. So again, it's these boys. The first thing they're gonna call is mama. They ain't saying, well, I'm gonna call my dad. No, they're calling mama. So if your son turn on you, I gotta look at you. Unless it's something with drugs or alcohol. Most times, most times, it's the mother partially at fault for that child turning. never got no respect from that child or nothing like that. But these women don't want to. They don't want to take that. Some of these dudes too. They say the same thing. Oh, these dudes, they just turn on the parents. No, those parents never got respect from that child. Sorry about that. So, so I don't want to hear about this whole thing. These kids turn on their moms again. Unless there's drugs going on, drugs, alcohol. Most time these dudes ain't turning on their mom, but you let them tell it. Let some of these black male feminists tell you, no, they just turn on their moms. It's testosterone. I'm like, come on, man, stop it. Kids rebel. They do rebel because they're trying to find their own identity. I don't consider that turning on someone because they're trying to find their own identity. When you had a dude literally say his mom's a bitch, ain't shit bitch, and he don't fuck with her. He won't even attend a fucking funeral. Yeah, that's a turn. You don't have kids who do that like that unless they have a good reason. But where was I? So so going back to it, if some dude's been listening to the manosphere since they were 12, I gotta say the parent ain't worth shit. Cause some of these talking points, and you find out with the white kids, their parents ain't involved. They either working, the daddy not around, they ain't co-parent worth the shit. Is a fucking feud. So that's why this boy turn on their moms or turn on their dad or turn because there ain't no parent around. So so you have a situation where a 12-year-old is listening to the Mansfield for 10 years. Yeah, there no parent around. Their parents weren't shit. Sorry. And this is what some of these black male feminists will try to tell you that, oh, it's because he's got testosterone. No, it's because his mom ain't worth shit. His mom was a terrible parent, either working too much and using that as an excuse to not be a parent. That's how they usually go. I know my mom, even when my mom worked, she still checked in, made sure what I'm doing, asking questions. Some of these mothers don't do that. They know that. I know that. But they gotta make any excuse. Where's the black man? It's the black man. I'm like, come on, dog. You know some of these mothers ain't shit. Yeah, you got the women saying their mothers wasn't shit. Everybody can't be wrong, bro. But you let these black male feminists, they'll believe it. No, the black woman's God. The black woman can do no wrong. Shut the fuck up. You, so you have them talking about what the manosphere is enabling the community. I was like, how with no power? They can't do shit. They have no control over the community, no more than these black male feminists have. They don't have no control of the community. So I'm trying to understand powerless men talk about how powerless men are. That's hilarious to me. Powerless men talking about another set of powerless men. They black men, they dusty, they trash, they this. I was like, bro, some of y'all look dusty. Some of y'all you study like a fucking moron. You sound like You always running around talking about who a pedo and who gay. You go on panels, disrupt the panels, feuding with another loser. Y'all no different than the fucking manosphere. All this gender banging intergender banging bullshit because you hate because the fact and again, I keep saying this. A lot of these black male feminists either A, they moms got done dirty by their dad. B, they sister or some chick they close to got done dirty by a dude and they ain't do nothing about it. Couldn't do nothing about it because they were powerless then and they powerless now. Or three, they done some fucked up shit to black women and they trying to ease their soul. They want to take it out on every other dude out here. Black men are the work. You should get you a white man. I'm like, if you don't shut your weak ass up, ain't no group of men coming out here telling their group of women to get with any other race of men, especially black men. They not doing that shit. But you got these dumbass black male feminists, either because of greed, either because of hatred, or they trying to get some pussy. They will do that shit. And look, weak as fuck forward. There ain't enough good black men. No, there ain't enough good black men that these women want to deal with. That's the fucking problem. And let's be clear, as much as they want to say all these women are just innocent little angels, no, some of these women ain't worth shit either. It's a ain't enough good black men, ain't enough good black women either. That's a fucking there's more good black women. What makes them good? Their education? What they got a job? What makes them good? Because that's very, very, very subjective. Me personally, it's just a bunch of average people. But see, they don't want average. They let social media get in their fucking head. Now they want something bigger than what they are. Now I get the hypergamy, but mentally you're not worth shit anyway. So it would not just like it should be an upgrade to get with the man. It should be an upgrade for the man to get with you. And a lot of these women are not an upgrade; they're a downgrade. That's what these black male feminists don't want to tell you. A lot of these women are a downgrade. You can hear when they talk online. Yeah, you're a downgrade. Nobody want to deal with you. But you let these black male feminists tell you that they setting these dudes up for failure. And then they want to talk about the manosphere. Dude, you're talking about a group of weak dudes who have no control over nothing. And you're mad because they don't have no control over nothing, but you don't have no control over anything. I've not seen one of these black male feminists have started a program, started a shelter, do something to help black boys or black girls. They have not done anything. All they do is sit around hours and hours with the same group of black women crying about these niggas, these dusties, these manosphere, these red pill. But they have not built anything, they haven't done anything for the past 10 years. What the fuck have y'all been doing for the past? Well, let me scratch that. Not 10 years, probably about 5. Especially when Kevin blew up, I'm like, okay, what have you done in that amount of time? What have you done to change the community since you want to get on the black manosphere? What have you done? Nothing. Not a goddamn thing. If anything, I would say that these black male feminists have made black women look worse because they allow a lot of shit to go down. They ain't say nothing. If anything, you open black women to more criticism than less. But you let them tell, oh, we're protecting black women. Yeah, until they don't do what you want them to do. They might agree with the management on certain points. All of a sudden, they mammies, they pick me's. I mean, hell, you see how they run down Kendra G, and I'm like, Kendra G ain't even bothering nobody. Kendra G don't bother nobody. She mind her own goddamn business. These dudes running them down. Wait a minute, you supposed to be protecting black women. Why you running her down? Now, Melanie Clean, hey, she deserves some of that rundown. But here's the ironic part. Of all the people who should not be going in on Melanie King, it should be these black male feminists should be going in on Melanie King. You should be gender neutral. You should be neutral on her, but you're not because these women are not. Uh, Sexy goddess, Tamika Marie, you should be. Hey, not my fight, but you're not, and you're not going to be because those women run you. A lot of them are fucking hypocrites. Let's keep it above. Hell, even Kendra D. You should be neutral. I'm like, I ain't got nothing to say on her. She's a woman, black woman. Regardless of what I think about her, that's her. But guess what? They not neutral. They be on her ass. But guess what? You shouldn't be on that on her ass. That's not your place. That should be the women's place. And you should just be like, well, hey, I got nothing to say on her. But you're not gonna do that. We know you're not gonna do that because you can't. These women run you. That's how I know. These women run you because you need a praise, you need a worship, you need a validation. Some of you need a pussy, some of you need a money. And you got an issue with black men. I get it. I have issues with black men too, but guess what? I'm not gonna embarrass myself and be behind some of these chicks just to get at black men. It's not happening. I'm just not gonna do that. Now that floats your boat, go ahead. But the respect factor that you think you have, you don't have. Even those women don't respect you because even if, like you said, you got an issue with black men, you think anybody respects a dude who goes in and gets his own? Nobody. Nobody respects that. Those women don't even respect you because they'll throw you down the river quick as possible. Let you say something they don't like, they'll throw you down the river. Seen that done before. Taz went through it. Amari Brown went through it. Honest Truth went through it. Hell, he's still going through it. But he kind of deserves that bullshit messing with baby mama. Peso Man went through it, but Peso Man deserved that shit. He's a piece of shit anyway. Hell, we on lock going through it. I mean, so many of these black male feminists have been going through it. But you find out, hey, a lot of times they either looking for validation, they looking for pussy, they looking for money, or they just got an issue with black men, period. They don't like themselves. They don't like themselves. Hey, look, you don't like yourself. That's a personal problem. You need to deal with that. But you don't get to take it out on everybody else and then everybody else be cool with it. Just disgusting. But they ain't the only ones. But hell, you got some of the dudes on the Black Masters, so we got to go back to them. They go after the men who care about black women, who's now on some we don't like black women, we hate black women. With dudes like that, they don't like dudes who do that. Yeah, Sims, you weak. You just let a woman do whatever. I'm like, no, bro, I'm not one of them dudes. Well, you agree with her? Yes, I agree with her on this thing. Yes, I did. And If it's true and correct, I'm gonna agree with it. You let them run down black men. Well, if it's the truth, it's the truth. I don't give a shit. But unlike me and the black male offenders, I know when to get the fuck out of Dodge. I'm like, when they go too far to the left, I'm gone. I'll say my piece on it and I'm gone. Mm-mm. I don't just let any old thing slide. But you let these black manosphere dudes, they with no power, they were like, oh, uh, we want submission. With what? How you gonna get us to submit? What power? What power you gonna make us submit? Because submission is basically uh, uh, going submitting, acquiescing to a higher authority. You're not a higher authority. You don't own nothing. You don't run nothing. So what's there to submit to? And they mad at the married men because they're like, no, we want to be married. Marriage is a good thing. No, it's not. No, it's not. Look at the divorce rate. Look at the divorce rate. She could take you for everything. She could take you for everything. I'm like, yeah, she could. It could happen, but let's look at the people who get took for everything. Let's look at Tyrese. If we remember, before this thing, he was calling her his black queen, his African queen. Now he was technically kind of right because she does have some African blood in her, but she was like, "No, I'm not African. I'm not from Africa. I think she is. Well, she's mixed with. She's mixed. So, but the fact that he was treating her like this queen and she did not do that, she did the opposite. I mean, like, yeah, he deserved to get took. Dr. Dre, I mean, he got with a chick who was trouble, so he got took. So marriage is you picked the wrong person, yeah. And there's another thing I don't like with the whole marriage thing. Well, marriage does better for men, yeah. If you pick the right partner, yes. But you picked the wrong motherfucker. True. Uh, divorce, economic hardship, depression, suicidal, sometimes homicidal. You don't get to see your kids. There's a lot of stuff that can go wrong. You picked the wrong motherfucker. So I do agree that there are some warnings that should be addressed, but some of these dudes be going way too hard to paint. Oh, you set yourself for danger. Like I still remember that when Alan Roger Curry, before he passed, was talking about, yeah, I'm getting married. Oh, but the divorce rate. Yes, I understand that. But you slept with wives. Yes, I know that. But guess what? Uh, I'm not them. I know what I'm getting into. I understand what I'm getting into, and I'm gonna still do it. Boy, I mean, they lost their fucking mind. And when people are saying, yeah, look, it's a risk, but any relationship you get into is a risk. They don't want to hear that because it's about control, really. These dudes don't want a functioning relationship. They say they want a traditional relationship. They don't want no traditional relationship. They want a dictatorship. But the problem is they don't have the tools to get to that dictatorship. So when guys who are married who don't have that dictatorship, they don't have to be on some I request submission. She just give it to me because I'm that guy. They can't stand that shit. So they mad at the guys who don't do that. And of course, they mad at the pro blacks because, again, some of these dudes now, again, some of these dudes hate black people. And if you talking about doing for your people, they get a hissy fit. Even for black men, they get a hissy fit. Because, oh, you want to do stuff for Pookie. Yeah, I want to, y'all want to do stuff for Pookie. What's wrong with you people? I'm like, okay, some Pookies are not that, like, yeah, they're uncouth, but they do care about the community. So, yeah, they want to help them. I don't have a problem with that either. I just don't like them helping trash people. But there's some people who are not trash. Yeah, they may little hood in them, but they're not trash. And you do need to give them a shot to do better. But that don't mean just throw yourself, just do any old thing and let yourself be weak for these dudes, but at least give them a shot. Now, if they choose not to take it, hey, that's them. Again, you gotta learn how to cut people off. A lot of people don't know how to. A lot of these Mansfield dudes didn't know how to cut people off. They didn't know how to cut dudes off. They didn't know how to cut women off. They just don't. Like I said, I deal with pookies all the time. I know when to. No. The answer is no. Uh, bro, speak. Can you do that, officer? Speak. Can you do? No. The answer is no. What? No. It's no. No. The answer is no. You don't know how to do. You don't know how to say no. Yeah, you're gonna get ran through. A lot of these Mansfield dudes, they hate tricks. I hate these tricks. They ruin the dynamic between men and women, bruh. Ain't no way a trick can ruin. If you are a guy that can get women without money, you will. There's nothing a trick can do to stop you from getting the woman. There's nothing. It's nothing because again, and I need to go over what this lady said about the tricking and Sadi Khan, Sarah Khan, I think her name is. She did a good video on tricks, sex workers, and all that. But one of the biggest things you have to understand that a sex worker, a lot of times they respect the business. They may not respect their man, but they respect the business. So they respect the business of it. They may not respect that man as much, but they respect the business. So when you get a guy who's not willing to do all that, who's going to hold her to a standard, they're going to respect that guy more, and that's going to make them more attractive to that guy. But a lot of these dudes would be tricks if they could. They would be tricks. They probably were tricks, and they got burned because, again, don't know when to cut women off. They fell in love with the goddamn hoe. One thing in particular, if you're gonna be tricky, again, let me put the this is not to endorse tricking. This is for entertainment purposes only. You've been warned. Now, with that said, if you're going to trick, I would suggest before you do any tricking, you better have been in a long-term relationship. Whether it worked, it didn't work out because she cheated, maybe it didn't work out because you did something, whatever how it ended, you should be in a natural relationship where a woman was interested in you just on you. If you don't have that type of relationship, tricking is not going to be easy for you because you won't be able to tell between this woman doing business and she generally likes you. It's no different than you being at a store and this woman is giving you good customer service and you thinking she like you. No, she's just being a good employee. You have to know the difference. If you don't if you don't have a relationship, whether you in one or whether you're not in one, whether it ended badly or you ended on good terms, once you understand how a woman generally is interested in you sexually, emotionally, mentally, all that, you're gonna have less problems with tricking because you're gonna know the difference and you're not gonna get caught up. Well, a lot of these dudes in the manosphere and the red pill, because I gotta put them involved, they never had that. Or their relationship was so terrible that they don't see women. They have a fucked up view of women. So any woman that treat them nice would be an upgrade. Especially if they're talking about some of these black dudes talking about white women. White women have that nice, nasty approach. Well, white people in general have that nice, nasty thing. They polite, but they really don't like you like that. And if you never had anybody treat you well, you won't know the difference. Oh man, they just like me. They no, they being polite either for business or because they don't want to lose their job. Because it's you try to be racist or hateful towards a group, yeah, that's gonna cost you your job. If you even appear like that, yeah, that's your ass. So yeah, they play that nice nasty role. Especially white women, they do that way more because they got to do that for their men. Because they know, especially in the past, if they even show like they don't like them, yeah, they get their ass beat up or they get cut off from their money. So they treat everybody like that. That's culture for them. Black women are not so much. At least the ones I've seen, they don't play that nice nasty role for the most part. There's some who do, but for the most part they don't. But even with that, if you don't know what an actual relationship is, yeah, you could get caught up in that stuff. And that's what some of these manosphere dudes, these red pills got into. They got caught up in that. So when they see a guy who can get that, the first thing they go, oh, he a simp, oh, he must be a cuck, or something like that. Especially like I remember with Lucario, boy, they went in on that dude. He's a cook. He let his wife mess around with other dudes. Like, and Lucario said, like, I don't give a fuck. She's not the most important thing in my life. So since she's not the most important thing in my life, I don't care if she go fuck another dude. I'm fucking other women. Who gives a shit? I don't give a shit. She's not the most important thing in my life. I'm the most important thing in my life, which I give him credit. Most men can't do that, especially like these do in the ministry. The woman is the most important thing in their life. Same with the black male feminists. They're the most important thing in their life. It's women. They don't have no women. They nothing. That's why they go hard in the paint for dudes who can get it. That's why they were mad at Alan Roger Curry because he had those stories. Now whether they're true or not, you never know. But the point of it is that he was able to get women to do things that these dudes couldn't do. I think Some people even told Alan, "Hey, Alan, you might need to lay off of the stories. You can need to be a man, especially when he was talking about how he did the married women. Oh, Jesus Christ, dudes were hating not only the manosphere, but the dudes who I would consider black male feminists and people in between. Woo wee, they were mad. That shit was funny. Shout out to Elementary Curry. I think Chaos Rain did a video on him, or he was going to. I haven't looked at it. I need to go look at it. But boy, they were mad at him. They were mad at Alan because Alan would not go with the whole black women is God thing, but he also wouldn't go with that black woman is hate is the worst thing in the world. He would not go. That's why I always said like there's a bunch of people who give that man a lot of flack for shit that he didn't even do. He didn't even say. Like they gave him all that flack over what the he took advantage of a 29-year-old. How the fuck he get take advantage of a 29-year-old? She's 20 fucking 9 years old. She's a grown adult. How the fuck he took advantage of her? And then this is the thing that I have a problem why this is so much intergender banging. Because with men in particular, they don't know how to treat women. They don't know they kids or they goddesses or they demons or they just human beings. They don't know which way they want to go. So that's why this whole internal feud because they don't know how to treat these women. They're some women angels, some women demons, some women children, some women adults, some women uh, intelligent, some of them dumb as fuck. They don't know which way they want to go with it, and because there's such this dysfunction, you see it play out in the community. This is just a representation of what's going on in the community. I've literally seen that at work. They treat these women like the goddesses. I'm like, I ain't doing all that shit. Although I did, I said it on maybe 3 live streams ago. I was way too nice to one woman, and she tried to play me, and I cut that shit off. She didn't want to hang around me no more. But hey, guess what? She respected me more, so I was good with that. I'll take the respect over the like. Because respect could be they just leave you the fuck alone. Sometimes dudes don't get that. Hey, sometimes respect is they leave you the fuck alone. They're not getting in your face with bullshit. So that, like Miss Chantel was asking me, why you ain't getting caught up in all these bullshit with these women? I'm like, because I know when to cut them the fuck off. I know when to get the fuck out of Dodge. I know what a real relationship was. So I know how that feels. So I know when some of these women are not genuinely interested in me. So I know when I'm not going to play it like that. I know when to trick and when not to trick. And I don't confuse the two. I'm not trying, when I'm tricking, I ain't trying to get in a relationship with her. I just want the sex and be about my business. But when I want an actual relationship, I'm not going to trick on her. And I'm not going to play this wine and dining bullshit either. I'm not going to go break the bank for a chick. I know what I'm going to do, and that's all I'm going to do. And I know what I'm going to accept and what I'm not going to accept. A lot of these black male feminists, the black manosphere, and everybody in between, they don't have no limits of what they accept for these women. Or the limits are so extreme that it's like you couldn't really do that. I literally had a dude was talking about if the woman well it's a woman's job to nurse the man and stuff like that. Okay, so where she gets sick, now what you gonna do? Wait a minute. if she gets sick, it's your turn to be the nurturer. It might be your turn to wash the clothes, cook the food, wash dishes, clean up around the house. Oh, I ain't gonna do that. No, no sense of boundaries. No sense of reality. Even these black male feminists, these women treat dudes like dirt, treat the children like dirt. Oh, it must be the man's fault. It can't be. She just a waste of space human being. It's like no, she's a waste of space human being. She's just a trash person. This chick has been great multiple times. Oh, she still have a chance to be a wife. I'm like, no, she don't have a chance to be a wife because she's damaged and she hasn't got no help for that. She can't be a wife to nobody. Just like the Nia Jackson. Literally, well, why you say she's damaged goods? I said because she got raped 3 times and didn't get no help. No, no, she didn't get help until she got with Derek. Years after she got with Derek. As a matter of fact, before they got married, that's when she started getting help. How the fuck she gonna function as a wife? But you let these black male feminists tell you, oh, you supposed to accept all that. Bullshit. Sorry, some people gotta be let go. But on the manosphere side, it's like she slept with 5 guys. Oh my god, she's a whore. She's trash. You shouldn't get with her. She can't pair bond. What? She can't pair bond. What the fuck? Pair bond? What? That's why you got to get with younger girls. Younger girl, bruh. No, I'm not. I'm not raising no woman. You got me fucked up. You talking about raising you raising a child? I know. I know. Y'all think women are children. Sorry, I don't. I don't think women are children. Any woman who act like a child, I'm gone. My ex-wife acted like a child at times. That's partially why she was my ex. But to be fair, I acted like a child. But the point of it is like, bruh, you are you want to raise a child? I'm good. 18, 19, I'm good. No, bro. What we got to talk about? The only thing we got to talk about is anime, video games. That's it. That's the only thing I have to talk to a 18-year-old girl about. That's the only thing we have to talk about. Past that, no, we ain't. No, no, thank you. I'm good. So that's what I said. That this intergender banging is just ridiculous. Because again, it stems from dudes don't know how to treat women. They don't have no cutoff points. They don't have no standards. And a lot of times it's either for money, validation, pussy, or they just hate black men. A lot of these groups hate black men. They hate each other. And that's the core of it. They hate each other because their daddy, their brothers, their uncle. There were dudes who were treating them bad in the neighborhood, so they just take it out on everybody. It's 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 crazy. And the thing of it is, I can empathize with it because again, I was bullied by black males. My brother stole money, cars, nearly left me homeless. I've been called the N word. The, the 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 first black man that called me the N word was my own brothers. Yeah, my own brothers. So I get it. And plus, I work in the prison, so I get why there are dudes who hate black men like that. I get it. But there have been black men who helped me in my career. They helped me with situations with my car, helped me with gave me some advice with life. And so again, I can't be on this anti-black male as a black man. I can't do it. But can't be anti-black man, but I can't accept bullshit either on either side. These these black male feminists, I'm not doing that. That whole uh, white man is better bullshit or any other man other than black man. There ain't enough good black men to go around. That old trope they keep spewing because the women spew it. No, you don't know no good black men because quite frankly, you ain't worth shit. A lot of y'all just ain't worth shit. You're not around influential black men. And let's be clear, I'm not that much around them either. But even I know there's some good black men out there. But you wouldn't care. You don't know or don't care because you either too lazy, you don't want to know because you're too damn lazy. You're worthless. Period. No influential black man want to be around you. And I'm not just talking about the black male feminists. Black man's fit too. Nobody want to be around these people. Nobody wants to hear. Just like they don't want to hear black women are the worst. Nobody want to hear the black women is the best all the time either. Because a lot of black men has had problems with black women. I remember some chick was saying, well dudes want to believe the worst in black women. Yes, because black women have done worse to them. I'm sorry. That is a fucking fact. You don't like that, I don't know what to tell you. Black men probably done been done wrong more by a black woman than any other woman out there. I'm sorry. Because they are the closest to them. That's life. So yeah, they'll probably believe the worst because they've been through the worst. I would believe it because I went through the worst. I had a black woman set my brother up to get his ass beat by her brothers and stuff. Meanwhile, at the same house that my mother was at, who helped this woman out. That was a black woman did that. I had a black woman literally lied and said another black man beat her ass at the job. I'm right there. I had to go tell my supervisor, no, that dude didn't hit her. That never happened. Well, the black woman said this the dude at the job raped her, was sexually harassing her. He nearly lost his job till they finally figured out she was on some bullshit. And the reason why she did it because they were both messing around and she got pregnant. He's like, no, I need a DNA test. So when people tell me what black women are not capable of, I tell them they're capable of that and all and more because they're human beings. Don't tell me what they're not capable of. Don't tell me you believe the worst. Yeah, because the worst has happened. We've seen the worst. We've seen the worst. So you've seen the worst, yes, you're gonna believe it. Just like on the opposite end, black men. Yeah, black man did this. Yeah, I can believe it. I believe it. So if I will believe the worst in black men, what you think I'm not gonna believe the worst in black women? I know that these black male feminists want you to believe that. One was like, I don't want to talk about that stuff. Okay, cool, don't. But other people do. So don't get mad if they do. You can't dictate what other people have gone through with 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 black women, especially their black mothers. I've heard so much stuff about you shouldn't say you hate your mother. I'm like, dude, if your mother did some dirt to you, yes, you're gonna hate that chick. I'm sorry, that's just human nature, and some dudes are going to tell it. I don't have a problem with that. I do have a problem. It's when you don't deal with it, because when you don't deal with it, that's when you put out all this bullshit that all these single black mothers are the worst and all this garbage. It's ridiculous. But let's not go on the other end and think like these single black mothers are just angels. They're circumstance or no, like they can't control their own destiny. Meanwhile, you have a black girl magic. You got the black woman empowerment saying that they can control their own destiny. You're the goofball telling them about they can't. So what the fuck are you doing? You look like a fool. But hey, whoever gets the views, whatever gets them that validation, that pat on the head, good little black boy. Good for defending us, even though we don't like you at all. Thank you for defending us, though. And you get brownie points if you were you're gay. Oh yeah, yeah. I still remember that Taz thing with who was that? Not Ripple. Who was that? Um, Koja up there telling Taz he got to accept this gay dude. How you gonna take away his humanity? It's like all Taz says, I don't fuck with the dude. I don't think he's a man. He getting his butt broken by a dude. Why am I gonna consider him a man? He got flack for that shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is he getting flack for that shit? That's his choice. But that's what happens when you're a black male feminist. If you don't follow what they want, they turn against you. It ain't the first time they turned against Taz. When the white boy showed up, they turned against Taz. What was it? I forgot that white dude. Older, scruffy looking white dude. They turned on Taz on that. When the honest truth came out, they turned on Taz for that. They turned on Taz so many times. I'm like, damn, Taz, shouldn't you just not be? I mean, hey, but hey, that's what his money is. Who am I gonna say? I just think it's silly, but hey, that's me. But that's what these black male feminists they'll let you any fault that the black woman has is the black man's fault. And I'm like, no. She's a human being. She's not a child. She's not an angel. She's not a god. She's not a demon. She's a human fucking being. And human beings make choices in their life. For the same stuff that you would say that a black man made them do, I've seen a black woman who did the same. Well, a black man did the same thing to it. She didn't make that choice. And I remember in particular coaches talking about, well, I can't judge a person for what they do in survival mode. I'm like, wrong. That's where you judge people the most because pressure bust pipes or they make diamonds. What you do when you're in a desperate situation does say a lot about you. What limits you will go through and what you won't do. Sorry, that does say something about you. And anybody will tell you that they trying to make excuses to do fuck shit. Because most times they've done some fuck shit to people. And they want to make excuses for their fuck shit. That's what they want to make excuses for. No, I don't make excuses when I do something that's some fuck shit. I'm not making excuses for it because you have a choice. Just like I have with a dude, you have a choice. Now you choose to rob somebody. That's a choice that you make, and that does say about you. It just don't show you in a good light. I'm sorry. We have we have a good side. We have a dark side. That's just life. And if you don't want to accept that, I don't know what to tell you. We're not angels. There are times we are angels. Well, let me put it this way: there are times we're angels, and there are times we're demons. There are times we're benevolent, and there are times we're demonic. It is what it is. Some worse or better than others. That's just how it goes. The same woman who's in homeless will will strive to work two, three, four, five jobs, whatever job they got to do without selling their body. That's what they're gonna do. And then there's the woman that the first thing they do is sell their body. Again, says a lot about you. Sorry. Same thing with a guy. The guy will work two, three, four, five jobs, live in a fucking car before they ever think about stealing from somebody. And then they'll do that's the first thing they do, go get the gun and start stealing. That's just that's human nature. Yes, we can judge him for that. Hey, that's the person I'm not trusting. Dude who first instinct is to rob you, that's not the person I'm trusting. The first dude, first sign of trouble, he picked the gun out and started shooting. Yeah, that's the one I'm not gonna fuck with. But the dude who the last to put the gun out, pull the gun out on somebody, there's a limit that they're gonna do. But it says a lot about you as a person. I'm sorry, it just does. The dude who's quick to anger, okay, we can't put him in situations. The guy who's slow to anger, we could put him in certain situations. Again, what you do says a lot about you in any situation. I don't care if it's in survival mode. It still says something about you. And anybody who tells you differently, they've done some fucked up shit and they will continue to do fucked up shit. They don't want no judgment. Sorry, that's not how life works. You're going to get judged. You don't like that? Oh, well. People be weird like that. They want to justify the fuckery. Any way to justify fuckery. That's what people will do. And it's even sadder because it's supposed to be people who are elders, but they still want to justify fuckery. On the women's side, on the men's side, they want to justify fuckery. And they know they've been on some fuckery and they don't want people to judge. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna judge you. Now I'm not gonna be on some run this people off of YouTube or something. Unless you did something really heinous, then yeah, you should be ran off of YouTube. Probably should be in jail, but that's another topic for another day. But I'm not gonna run somebody off of YouTube for certain things. I won't deal with them, but at the same time, I'm not gonna make it a campaign to get them off of YouTube because there's a lot of other shit that people allow, and you ain't trying to. If you're not across the board with it, I don't want to hear it. I just don't want to hear it. But yeah, enough of that gender banging bullshit. That was just some shit that I was seeing, and it just like I said, there's this intergender banging bullshit with men. I mean, it all stems from how their mama were treated, how their sister were treated, how they were treated by women. It's crazy. But another thing I did want to talk about that I was on DJ blah. Shouts out to Free Zone Lou. He always got the good clips. So he's showing DJ Cooler talking to Hardcore Tito. Oh boy, I like Cooler. I think when he has some good knowledge on things, but that was an example of a person trying to fit in so bad that it's like Kuda would say one thing and Tito would disagree with him, and he'd say, "Oh, yeah, 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 you're right on that. You're right on that." I'm like, so everything you just said, Pat, before Tito disagreed with you, you believe, but when Tito said no, now you don't believe it no more. What? It's like he's trying to. He was like the kid trying to get with the cool kids. It was fucking weird. Like the manosphere history, who was in the manosphere. Tito was like, no, that ain't the case. You're right, you're right. I'm like, dude, is Tito your dad or something? What is going on here? That shit was weird to me, very very weird, and it's just like he was just running off at the mouth and saying stuff and this here and this there, and I'm just like 5-10 minutes in, I'm like, geez, Kuda, you this ain't a good look, dude. You trying to impress Tito. I'm like, and I'm trying to figure out why are you trying to why are you trying to um get the favor of Tito for it? What has this dude done? What has he done to warrant any of this? I'm trying to understand. It's like, what has he done in the space? I mean, he stay losing. So what has he done to where all this accolade for him, and you trying to get under his good graces? If anything, I would say Kuda has done more for the space than Tito has. So why are you trying to impress yourself to him instead of should be the other way around? Or if not, just you should be looking at each other as equals. That shit was weird to me. I'm looking at it like that was that was some weirdo shit. But what can I say? I'm like, people do what they're gonna do. I just found that very weird and very like he's just fumbling at the mouth. It's like he didn't know what to say. He all his beliefs got shot down, and then he just like he's trying to scramble to find new beliefs and stuff like that. I'm just like, I don't know. It's to me, it just seemed very, very weird, especially when you're talking about the most of the Mansfield was pro black. I was like, pro black. Are we looking at the same Mansfield? Because they clown pro blacks. George Macon was getting all types of heat in the Mansfield. So if you even sounded pro black, either pro black man or pro black woman, And when I mean pro-black, I mean for all black men, even the Pookies. They were getting a lot of flack. So I'm like, where the pro-black came from? I'm like, it's like is this stuff just coming out your head, or what is going on? And then when Tito said, "No, nah, that's not true," he's like, "Oh, you're right. You're right." I'm like, "What? Like you can't even stand on what you were saying?" I don't know. It's fucking weird, and you still got Tito talking about, "Well, when I roast people, they go away. They don't want to do nothing on YouTube." I'm like, bro, like, dude, you calm it down, buddy. You're not that important. I'm like, you're not that important. If you want to talk about like man tomorrow, his content changed. Now instead of just going in on the women all the time, he's going in on the dudes. So that's already going to make his numbers go down. It's like you don't have that control over it. His numbers were already going down. No, he don't want to be on YouTube no more. I'm like, he's still on YouTube. So what have you really stopped? Well, look at Dieter World. I'm like, Dieter World wasn't doing content like that before you roasted him anyway. So what have you done? Like, what have you done? You're really not that important in the grand scheme of things. I mean, you're just not that important. But hey, if people want to make him feel that way, I know Kuda was making him feel that way. I mean, more power to him. But I'm like, dude, this dude really ain't doing shit. He just on there talking out his ass. He is general. General of what? What army? Like, Jesus. I guess anybody will do, right? Anybody will do. Anybody will do. I would just again. I'm like looking at it like, what has Tito done? Why are you trying to give him? Why are you trying to? I can't think of that word. Why are you trying to and get on his good graces? I don't know. That shit was weird, and it got weirder. I stopped listening because it's like it's sad to see a dude who probably shouldn't be trying to get under this man's good graces, who should be consider himself an equal, trying to it looked like he was trying to lower himself to him. Like Jesus, that's fucking sad. Just some sad stuff. So it, that was weird listening to. And of course, him and Mela arguing, that was always funny. Just this dude have no control over himself to the point where he's up there arguing with some chick that you haven't seen or touch. And again, then I got to get on Kuda. Like, if that's your guess, and y'all talking about Mansfield stuff, why are you having women up there? Why you have the women up in there? I'm like, come on, dude. It's like control the panel better. But what do I know? I only have 103 subscribers. I'm like, I don't know how to run a panel or nothing like that. I don't know how to make a panel where it just don't turn into fucking chaos or anything. And I don't know. I don't know about worshiping another guy who I should be above in all aspects. But hey, people believe what they want to believe. People gonna do what they gonna do. So I saw that. What else happened? Oh, Hassan Campbell. I gotta talk about this loser. So this loser, cause he mad because Cassie got all this attention, and P Diddy settled, and let me talk about that right quick. Now, yeah, it was. very coincidental that before for the deadline of suing somebody for sexual assault, she waited to pretty much the last day to file against P Diddy. She did. Now I know people was like, well, she just took it and she was trying to get the money and she's just this gold digger and all kinds of stuff. And I was listening to all that and like, well, all that could be true. She could be a victim. She could be an opportunist. She could be all these different things. But the point of the matter is, P Diddy settled. Now, different reports is 33 million, 100 million, whatever. He paid her. She got paid. So whatever we might think about why she did it and she's going for revenge or whatever, he paid. So all that is a mute point. And why he might have paid? He got some bullshit coming, and he's trying to get this out the way. Or his people, the people who really got the money, told him that you need to pay this woman, or we're gonna do worse to you, or you're gonna have a Harvey Weinstein situation where you going to jail for how long? Weinstein in there 20 years and about to get more time. He got cases up the real. Was it? People don't talk about it, but this man, it has he's been in prison longer than Bill Cosby. Think about that. Bill Cosby only spent like what 3 years? I think 3 years in prison. He got out because people found out that that case was bullshit. Meanwhile, Harvey is still in prison right now, 21 years. He gonna die in prison probably, and he got more cases coming. He gonna get more time. So they probably like, listen, you don't pay this woman and get this shit out the way. Yeah, we're gonna do you like Harvey Weinstein. Cause you know P Diddy got some more stuff out there that he don't want this shit to be floating around. And plus, again, let's face it, Cassie. What has Cassie done? She don't have no bad reputation. It's not like this was like a Cardi B or a Meg Thee Stallion doing stuff like this. This is her. She don't have no there's no heat on her publicly. She just seemed like all around just the innocent victim of P. Diddy. Now you could again try to make the argument that she's a gold digger, the money ran out, and that's why she's filing. She didn't get her stardom like she thought she would, so she's getting revenge. You can say all that. But the point of it is he settled. He gave her money. Cause yeah, you go to trial with that. Yeah, P Diddy with his history versus hers. It's not gonna look good for P Diddy. He's gonna look like a monster. So yeah, he had to get that money. But guess what? I don't think that I'm really surprised he didn't get me too. Because I thought when Russell Simmons got hit, I thought P Diddy was next. P Diddy better pull Russell Simmons and get the fuck out this country. Cause yeah, trouble's coming. But I saw that, and so back to Hassan. So I guess he was mad because she got money, and so he went on this fucking rant. I think he was high, drunk, or retarded. Which of the three you want to pick? He talking about Cassie got this, and nobody cared about me when I got raped by African Bambata. I'm like, dude, one, it's a woman. Even with the women, it's a limit. But for the most part, they'll give them grace about being late to report. Okay, because it's a woman. That's just for all these people who complain about patriarchy. They still give graces for women, especially when you're talking about rape, okay, sexual assault, all that kind of stuff. They give them grace for that in a patriarchy. So he mad because of that. Nobody gave me no grace. Nobody cared about me. Nobody cared about this dude. Well, first of all, you a grown ass man. You in your, I think he's close to being in his 40s. All right, buddy. And you didn't put two in this dude's head or something? What do you want us to do? I mean, you're a grown ass man now. I mean, if you really feel that strong about this dude, why don't you put two in his head? Do something. Did you file charges? I'm trying to remember. Did you go beat him up or something? Do something. No, you came on YouTube bitching about the fact you got raped, told your story. Then you went on the deep end, going against all these different rappers, all these different hip hop heads and stuff like that. Meanwhile, getting pissing people off where they come to your home and threaten your actual wife, where your wife had to leave. Your kids are a mess. Your wife left. You try to blame social media for your wife leaving instead of looking at yourself as the problem because you're a fucking psychopath that that just annoying prick that everybody wants to get rid of. But if they can do it legally, they would. So he's up there, I guess, in New York, Jersey, wherever the fuck, and he up there ranting and raving about Cassie and how people didn't care that the African Barbada raped these people and he ain't nobody did nothing. And meanwhile, people start throwing bottles at him. I never wish for somebody to get a bottle chunked at their head. I was like, please hit this dude upside the head so he can shut the fuck up. Because Jesus Christ, this dude just ranting and raving, losing his shit. I was like, please hit him upside the head with the bottle. And he up there, don't bother me. Come outside. Come outside. Like, what dude gonna have the high ground gonna come outside? Nah, I'd rather just throw the bottles at your head and hope. I was like, please hit this motherfucker upside the head. One got close and he went off. Then you see him in the video while people walking around, he got a knife behind his back. I'm like, this psycho gonna stab somebody. Somebody need to take this dude out. This dude lost his mind. I don't care if it's a skit or whatever. This dude look like a psycho. So when somebody put two in this dude's head, I'm not gonna feel no sympathy for him. I'm gonna feel sad for his children, but I ain't gonna feel sad for him. Dude, he's asking for it. So they chucking balls at him. They told him to shut the fuck up, which I would have said, like, dude, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear this dumb shit. Crying because you got raped. At that point, dude, you're a grown ass man. Either go do something to this guy or shut the fuck up. Now, somebody said that probably the reason why he hasn't really done anything towards Bombada because he was a part of that shit. He was doing what the women did for R. Kelly, bringing chicks in for him. He was probably bringing young boys for this dude. So that's a possibility. But whatever it is, he ain't doing shit to this guy. So I'm like, so what's the point? You cried to this for fucking years. At this point, either do something to the guy or not. But listen, I don't know. I don't know about it. I don't know if he dead or not. I don't give a shit at this point. Because it's like if you ain't done didn't go get therapy, you didn't try to put this dude in jail or sue him or whatever the fuck. You ain't done nothing. You laid it down, and you are a punk. And you did, and I nobody should take you seriously. You are a wreck. And this video just proves how much of a wreck you are. And oh my, I wish somebody would throw a bottle at his head. I I don't want him to die, but just any way to shut him the fuck up. Cause he's just trash. So anyway, I guess they're breaking the video. Dude came up behind him. Next thing you see him in the hospital in the car saying he got shot. You don't see no blood anywhere. I'm like, dude, you got shot. There's blood. I know. I've seen somebody get shot. Blood everywhere. Okay. There should be blood somewhere. I ain't seen no blood. Then you get to the hospital. He's got a patch on his shoulder. I think it was his right shoulder. Then he got a patch on his back. So they trying to say that the bullet they took the bullet out of his shoulder. So the bullet went through his shoulder, ended up in his back. They took the bullet out the bag, and then he showed a bag of the bullet. And I'm like, there ain't no way this hospital is gonna leave you with a bullet, which is a potential evidence of assault, and they were just gonna let you have it. And I found, and I wanted to be sure. They said that they would report something like that, and I found out yes, they are obligated to report if you get shot. Now, I will say that it'd be different if they went through with it. If he just said, "No, I'm not pressing charges," now maybe that might have happened, and maybe that's why they let him keep the bullet. It could be that, but I doubt it. So I'm pretty much saying I think he didn't get shot. I don't think nobody shot this dude. He's faking because he mad because Cassie got all this buzz for getting raped. That she said she got raped. And P. Diddy settled. Again, we gotta say it. P. Diddy settled. So whatever you might think, P. Diddy settled. He mad because nobody gives a fuck about this dude. They think he's a psychopath. His children's all messed up because of him. His children are messed up because of him. His wife left because of him. He's put his children and his wife in danger because of his antics. He's a mess. He's sounding like some dude high off the drugs, drunk, high, whatever the fuck. He's losing it. And then he's pretending to get shot. What a fucking loser. What a fucking loser. Him, Charleston White, uh, Jay White, I mean, just trash human beings that just make black men look terrible and just make men look terrible, period. Just terrible. I'm like, how sad do you have to be to pretend you got shot, man? I mean, if you really want to get shot, I mean, just go. You should have did that in the same neighborhood, wear a bunch of gold chains, have $1,000 in your hand, and say, "Hey, I got this money. What y'all gonna do about it?" Yeah, I'm pretty sure you would have got shot. You didn't have to fake get shot. We got the fake getting shot now. That's just sad, man. Just fake getting shot. Fucking ranting lunatic, mad because a chick got money because the dude she was dealing with was doing some shady shit. Probably did some shady shit to her. So he had to pay. There's a lot of these execs, CDOs, a lot of these companies pay the pussy bill. I mean, Vince McMahon, they had to pay the pussy bill till they got tired of paying the pussy bill. And they said, get the fuck up out of here. Of course, he came back and sold the company in front of them. But still, they had to get rid of him. Bill O'Reilly, I remember that one. They got tired of paying the pussy bill, so they got rid of him. and they burned Tucker Carlson. At some point, these companies get tired of paying the pussy bill or any other vices that some of these guys who make a ton of money for them got. They pay the bill. They got drug use. Hey, bring the drugs. They like women. Bring the women. Oh, he too touchy feely. Make it go away. That's. But then some point they get tired. They're not getting the return on investment, so they cut them off. And now all they go to jail or they got to pay out these lawsuits. Or I mean, hell, let's look at Deshaun Watson. Now let's look at it. Deshaun Watson, quarterback for the Texans. Texans were terrible. They had no offensive line. They got rid of the his top receivers, DeAndre Hopkins. They got rid of him. So Deshaun's like, I need to get the fuck up out of here. You ain't. I got no weapons. I got no offensive line. Our defense is worn the fuck out. I need to get the fuck up out of here. What they do, all of a sudden, all these women out of nowhere. Oh yeah, he was touching me. He did this. He did that. Bullshit. Now, do I believe any of these women? No. But if it was true, guess what? Though that team was paying all that money. They were paying to get them to go away. And when he decided, hey, look, I need to get the fuck up out of here. You're not trying to help me. He's going to become another Russell Wilson or David Carr. Um, let me tell you about David Carr. When he was with the Texans, that dude was getting sacked literally every play. It was so bad when he finally got a good offensive line. He was so shell shocked. Anybody who sneezes his way, he going to the floor. He going to the ground. I bet you he was even in his real life. Somebody said, "Hut, he's going down to the ground to the floor in his house." That's how bad it was for David Carr. So when he finally went to another team, he was worthless. Same thing happened with Russell Wilson. He got sacked so many times. He got running for his life. He's not the same quarterback. And Deshaun Watson's like, look, that's gonna happen to me. Y'all ain't about to do me like this. I'm getting the fuck out of here. For y'all ruin me like you ruin everybody else. So guess what? They ruin him another way. All these women come out of nowhere. Now, whether I believe it or not, don't matter. They're here. So and again, you have a bunch of women, people gonna believe it. Now, me, I don't believe none of it because if she didn't go to the cops, she ain't gonna tell nobody. I don't believe nothing. Sorry, I just don't. There's too many people, too many women who will lie on this stuff, and it's easy for them to lie, and there's no consequences. So guess what? I'm going to be like, no, I'm not going to believe it until you go to court. I better see you in the court doing something. Or you send some goons to go after this motherfucker. Because, hey, at this point, I'm like, look, however you get your get back, get your get back. But you ain't doing nothing? Nah, I ain't trying to listen. And then especially, I see all of a sudden, all these women come out of nowhere. Nah, bro, I don't believe none of that. But that's what happens. They'll let you feed your vices until you don't do what they want to do, or they ain't getting return on investment. Then hey, now everybody's after you. Same with Bill Cosby. You mean to tell me all those years he was supposedly raping white women, and all of a sudden cases come up? Why? Because he was trying to buy NBC. Like I said, they'll feed your vices until it's time to use them against you. So that's why you got to be careful. If you weak, you are food. You're vulnerable. You weak for women, they'll use it. They'll feed you all the women that you want. You You weak for money, they give you all the money you want till it's time to pay the bill. Till you're not bringing back return on investment, then hey, they take it all away. These people find your weaknesses and they will use it against you. So that's why you have to have control over yourself, even if you do have certain vices. You have to be in control of yourself. Whereas you're doing it because you want to and not because you cannot control yourself. And that's the key. Even with the whole thing, I talk about tricking. If you're in control of yourself, you go buy a hoe, that's you. I don't see nothing wrong with that. But if you're doing it because you don't have no control of yourself and you so desperate, yeah, you're gonna get played and you're gonna get burned. Because some people gonna smell weakness in you and they're gonna use that against you. Or try for the most or try at least. They done that work. I mean, I got coworkers who they were done dirty. They tell me, yeah, man, she used me for food and I paid money to her. And I said, dude, you allow that to happen to you? You too thirsty. You let a woman take your debit card that you don't know? Couldn't be me. I was like, no, there's only two people I will. There were two women in this world I will allow to have my debit card. My ex-wife and my mother. Those are the only two. Nobody else. Nobody. I don't give a damn. Nobody. Only two women. Everybody else, no, I'll give you some money or I'll go with you, but you ain't touching my debit card. I don't know you. You got dudes who so weak. They'll let here's my debit card. Give me a pat of the head. $1,200. Show me a little bit of pussy. I'm like, what the $1,500 for a kiss? Like, y'all weird. Not me. You can't do that. I know my vices and I control them. Food's a vice. I control that. Tricking can be a vice. I control that. I know when to do it, when not to do it, and that's it. If you don't control yourself, you food. And especially when you go up to Hollywood and entertainment, if you don't have control of your vices, man, you just you set yourself for dangers. That's just it, man. And hell, not even in entertainment. Let's go politics, all that. If you have a vice that you don't control, your enemy's going to use it against you. Who was that senator? I'm trying to think of that guy. I guess he loved his men. What happened? They found him drunk with another dude who I guess had an overdose and died or something. But he married a black dude with a wife. He up there in some gay porn. I'm like, bruh, some kind it sound like something off of a gay horror porn thing. I'm like, dude, how you let yourself be in that position? You can't control yourself. But that's what happens. You don't control yourself. Somebody gonna use that against you and destroy you. That's just the way it is. So, and this is a good lesson for anybody you want people to do stuff for you in the community. You have to know people who can control their vices, or You provide their vices so that you can control them. Because if you don't, somebody's going to use that. Somebody's going to use their vice against you, against them, which in turn use against you. That's what happened to the Black Panthers. A lot of them had vices. A lot of them had criminal charges that they know if they get caught up, they're going to jail. Probably the same with the NOI. Same thing. You have vices. If you as a group do not either provide for the vices or close up any weaknesses that these people that you try to use to build your group up, they easily compromise. If you want like an example of this, Casino. Go watch Casino with Robert De Niro's character. He was the money man, so they took care of the money man. But when his vices, his need to be this star, and he was messing with this 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 drug whore. They had to take him out in the desert and like, look, dude, this is what we're gonna do to you if you don't act right. They didn't kill him. Now the dude tried to kill him, but that wasn't something that the mob authorized. That was something he did on his own. But the point of it is that if you're not controlling people's vices, help them deal with their vices, even feed their vices to a degree, so you can control them, then they're easily susceptible to your enemies, and they'll destroy you and then themselves. Because that's how it works. That's what people in power do. They find your vices. They'll feed you your vices until it's time to stop paying the bill, or they ain't getting the return on investment. But anyway, let me get up out of here. I said enough. It's been 2 hours almost. So yeah, my Thanksgiving week sucked. I had the worst luck with cars, but it is what it is. Too much in the internal gender banging. The men. I didn't even talk about the women. That's a lot of self-explanatory. But there's a lot of in the internal gender banging. There are men who don't like men for whatever reason. Maybe it's women. Maybe they got picked on. Maybe um they didn't get no praise from men. They got done dirty by men, so now they banging on whatever side that goes against men. Is it whether it's the black manosphere versus the married guys, SYSBM versus the pro blacks, passport bro versus the game dudes. I ain't even talk about that part. That's crazy in itself. But it's all stemmed from dudes not wanting to get along with dudes. And it's always some internal problem with women because these dudes don't know how to control women. They don't know how to treat women. They don't have no standards for women, or their standards are all out of whack. And it just it's like it's a mess. So so if you're a black man out here, you gotta have some standards and control your vices. Have some standards for whoever and control your vices. Eliminate them if you can. But if you can't, control it. You control your vices, not nobody else. So that way, nobody can control you. And with that, I'm out. Thank y'all for listening. This is Brother Speak. And black men, be powerful or be powerless. The choice is yours. Peace. I'm out.